Hello, beautiful people. This is Eleni, and in today's video, I want to talk about opening our heart unconditionally, sending our love out to people without being taken advantage of, without going into a people pleasing mode. These are two different state of beings, and I want to discuss both of them because they can get mixed up. So, more than ever, we've been asked to open our heart, to send love to people, to be forgiving, to be loving, to not want anything back. But we need to make sure that we don't get taken advantage of and that we don't lose our power in the meantime. So how do we balance this? How do we make sure that we stay with an open heart, that we give love to the world, that we give love to people, that we do forgive everybody, that we do things selflessly, that we are of service, and yet we don't diminish our own power or get treated in a way that's not okay. And so this is what we're going to be talking about today, that really beautiful balance. And I'm going to give you one question that you are going to ask yourself, which will differentiate where you are at and which state you are in. Are you in a people pleasing state, or are you in an unconditional love, opening the heart state? So, the first thing that I want to say is that there is nothing more beautiful than opening your heart to the world. There is nothing more beautiful than forgiving. There is nothing more beautiful than holding that love for people that are not holding love for you. There's nothing more beautiful than that. And that's what we're being asked to do. Even when people are not loving towards us, that we are loving back towards them. Yes, that's what we're being asked to do, to open our heart, to go past the ego, to forgive, to let go, to love. At the same time, we need to make sure that we are not doing something for someone else just so that we can be liked, or just so that we can feel safe, or just so that we are recognized or given credibility or whatever. So the question to ask yourself to determine as to which area you're in and whether you are people pleasing from a lack perspective as opposed to loving from an abundance perspective is to ask yourself this question, which is, what is my intention? What is my intention? Am I doing this for the other person? Am I opening to my heart to the other person? Am I allowing the other person back into my space because I want to be liked, because I want to avoid conflict, because I feel that I need to be liked by other people? Or is my intention that I'm so full of love and I just want to give it? So they're two very, very different ways of being. One, com- one comes from a place of lack, and one comes from a place of abundance. Very different. So the next time you're opening your heart, it's imperative that you just, what does that feel like? Does that feel expansive or does that feel restrictive? If it feels expansive, then you are really opening your heart, and that's beautiful. That's exactly what we're supposed to be doing, is opening our heart. But if we're trying to please somebody, then there's a restrictive feeling about that. There's a bit of an intensity about that. It feels completely different. And if we're doing something so that somebody else can do something back, like give their gratitude to us, then that's people pleasing. So even with our own partners or our own children or our own family, if we're doing something just so that we can get that thank you, just so that we can be acknowledged, just so that they can do it back, then that's not coming from a place of unconditional love. And that's not what we're talking about when we say unconditional love. They're two very, very, very different, although they can be confused, areas. So open your heart, forgive, allow people in, let go of hurts. Even when people don't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, hold love for them, but don't do anything that feels restrictive. Don't do anything out of fear that you won't be liked. If you're going to do something for someone else, do it without expecting anything back, and do it without any resentment, and do it with only the purity that love is. If this message resonated with you, please share it around, because we do need to spread so much more love in the world. And I would love to hear your own opinions and your thoughts as well. So please subscribe, and yeah, see you next time.